All right, Shalom Alaikum. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that sees his word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to get into a lesson on how pretty much the so-called white man is going to show himself to be the devil. And we're saying all pretty much everything is on the scene for it to happen. This man is going to show you that he is the enemy. You know? But I got this article from this is from Newsbreak, and it reads, Bill Gates called out by farmer for secretly buying up U.S. farmland. I don't want him to control a single acre. So as you can see, this man, this farmer, is calling out this, Gates, BG himself, for secretly. Why are you so secret about it? Why is you doing these things under the shroud of secrecy, under the banner of darkness? It just shows you that this man is devil. Is nothing that's going to be beneficial to life. You know, even he presented as something that's beneficial for the people. It's a sinister plan behind it. But as you can see, he said, I don't want him to control a single acre. And that's what this is what's going to contribute to this famine. You know, it's going to have an element of a man-made, even though it's how by Shema Shine, but he's doing it through his sword, Esau Edom. And why this nigga, Bill Gates, known for tech, Xbox, and other shit, Microsoft, but somehow you interested in a farming business. Let's get some of the key points. It says Bill Gates owned 200,000 acres of land in 18 states by mid-2021. So as you can see, this nigga pretty much is buying land, not just an area. He's throughout 18 states across Babylon. It says the farmer pointed out that the billionaires' attempt to influence farming systems in India and Africa failed. Yeah, this nigga, and that was a form of this Depop, trying to get people on this plant-based, you know what I mean? More to insects. But this is the nigga that's ruling the world. The so-called white man, the heads of Edom. They're the ones that's ruling the world. And you see that his plan is manifesting. His intentions are made clear and obvious. He's gonna kill you, and it's gonna be a plethora of ways that he's gonna do it. And one of those things is gonna contribute to it. That famine, man. The lack of food. So it says Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is well known for his philanthropy and his crusade against climate change. The billionaire recently came under severe criticism from a fourth-generation farmer in South Georgia for his farmland ownership in the U.S. See, he's offended by it. Why? Because this man, it started off saying the Microsoft co-founder. This is what this nigga's known for. But it just shows you that he's going to show you that he's a devil. Scripture just don't say it and you don't see it. We see in that process. So when you ask why, when, these stores suddenly, it's found empty, when that food shortage come, creeping up on you. Well, this was part of those steps that led towards that, man. You hearing reports of Gates buying more farmland and shit. This was gonna contribute to it, man. It says Let me jump down. Let me jump down. It says, and this the former quote. It says, just like I don't want a child abuser controlling even one child, I don't want him to control a single acre. Given reasons for his stand, Harris and Gates lacked the understanding to steward the land properly. He said, Harris said Gates lacks the understanding to steward the land properly. How well do you think that I would do running a tech company or a financial institution? He asked. So yeah, that's a good point. You know? But it just shows you that this man is the devil, man. You know? Because eventually he's gonna have to show himself. At the end of the day, he can present himself as coming under the banner of health, you know, to be beneficial unto you, as that shade of protection. But eventually you're gonna find out this nigga is that snake when you get bit. It's that same motherfucker in the garden, man. Scripture talk about that old serpent when you read Revelation the 12th chapter. You're gonna know it's just the same nigga, man. Ecclesiastes Sirach 14:7. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. See? So things, it might seem like this man is doing it from the kindness of his heart, or he's trying to help your community out. Or he's, this nigga on the campaign for going green and trying to save the world. Well, this is not out of the best interest for everyone. And so it's a sinister plan behind everything this man do, especially if it's seen as a pleasing thing or something that's beneficial. It says, and at the last, see, he will declare his wickedness. See, because ultimately, he's luring you in. Dumb you down, putting you to sleep. Then he's striking. Eventually, once you find out he the devil, that's when it's too late, man. That's why the scriptures, matter of fact, let's get it. Rock 12:10. It reads, never trust thine enemy. And never means not at any time, man. Because this devil going with the jab, he try to present it as he want to help the so-called Negro, Latinos, and natives because that's who it was aimed at. And this nigga came with it was a package, like you get a kid's meal with it, man. You get your coupon and shit. If you take it, you'll be able to enter in to get a lottery. You get to put your name in the hat for a lottery now. Free strip club dances and shit like that, lap dances. But for what though? Ultimately, it was set up. This devil is doing that to kill you, man. It says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So guess what? This is that devils from the back in the 50s. He ain't got none compared to the 2020s Edomite, the 2022 Edomite, man. Because with rust, the process of it is worse. It don't get better over time. And so you can't rehabilitate this devil. But at least back then in the 50s, back then when this devil was in his prime pretty much, the fabulous 50s and those, times of that, as the devil say, the good old days. He was bold. It was known that was your enemy. It was clear and obvious that he hated you. He didn't want you to, he was your enemy. But now, Jake is so docile to the fact that this man is still our enemy. Just because you see Jake and an Edomite on a sitcom together making jokes don't mean that this devil is not your enemy, man. You can only get Funyuns and Fritos in the neighborhoods of Jake. You can't find that in Whole Foods or Fago or these, and that's just scratching the surface. But it just shows you that this man, he's even more of a devil now. It's just going back to the point that back then, at least he let you know he hates you. But now our people don't even know. So this man is even worse now. It says, let me jump down. Verse 16, it reads, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. See? So just going back, this man is trying to come on this campaign. He supposed to be he's so concerned about the climate change and the stage, the condition of the earth is in now. And all these things, these moves that they're making is an effort to keep the people, But ultimately, this really an act of desperation to keep his head above water. Everything that this man is doing, these different laws and legislation that's being passed, these different events that takes place throughout the planet Earth. Even if you see a new prime minister of a president be elected, that's this devil making moves. But it's an effort to keep us in the pit, man. And further the reason, it says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. See, and this is the opportunity. And this man, he's running out of time because truth has settled on the planet Earth. And that's why you have, for an example, this farmer calling out Bill Gates. The spirit of truth is on the planet Earth, and that's why it says concerning. Matter of fact, let's get that. And that's why this is what's going to contribute to this man coming down with great wrath. Him and his instincts, using the sword. What else a predator would do when he feel threatened? He's going to strike. Then you're going to see the claws, you're going to see the teeth. Motherfucker eyes might get bigger. But what contributed to this man reacting that way? Him being the light being put on him. This is Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse 7. It says, for the spirit of the Lord filleth the world. See? It tells the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord filleth the world, as well filleth the earth, as the waters cover the sea. Because this truth is out there in one way, form, or fashion. Because you ain't got to know, even, just Israel itself, but I bet a part of that truth is knowing who the elites are. That was a mystery at one point, but even just some nigga that loved Black and Miles, he know about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and, those names. So it's just the spirit of the Lord is feeling the truth has set upon the planet Earth. And so that's why we got that farmer calling BG out and showing that he caught on to Esau and his sinister plots and plans and schemes, man. It says, in that which containeth all things have knowledge of the voice. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be his. See, so by the way of this truth being on the earth, Esau automatically, he are gonna get pointed out eventually. And the light is on you, because he the one that's off. That mark, you ain't got no choice but to identify and acknowledge who Esau is now. Because the light, he don't look like everybody. His actions, this man, who else could this dude, who is this guy, Esau Edom? The wicked that the Bible speaks of. And we're going to see that manifest, man. We finna see the so-called white man be Esau. He finna show himself to be Esau, man. When you see these plagues, is the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai going to use the so-called white man to bring forth these things. And just going back, one of those major things that the Lord loves to send, one of those favorite plagues the Lord send is the famine. And we seeing the steps is going to lead to this great famine that's going to take place here in America, man. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. See? So, as this word is set upon the planet Earth, eventually, ultimately, automatically, Esau will be found out. It says, neither shall vengeance when it punisheth perish by him. And that shows that time of judgment to slay the third part of men, the sons of perdition. This is the time the Lord is going to visit Esau, and this is their process by him being revealed. And this is how he's going to react with great wrath through his teeth, his military. But he's going to show you he's the devil, man. He's going to show you he's the devil. Matter of fact, let's get there to Revelation 12. And 12 said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. See? And how you know he have but a short time? Because of the prophets. And we telling the people his play. We telling the people the moves he's going to make. And you read the book of Elisha concerning and dealing with the king of the Assyrians, and how Elisha spoke on the things that was in the king's bedchamber, man. So the purposes of that Syrian king to come up against Israel, it came to no avail. Why? Because the Lord had revealed those plans unto him. And Elisha revealed it. Let me tell you, it saves them there not once nor twice, man. So this report is an effort to preserve us as well, man. From this devil, man. When you read Proverbs, the second chapter, it tells you that this understanding is going to keep us and deliver us from the evil, man. But just going back, this man going to show you he the devil, man. Just going, he read in Sirach, the 14th chapter, at the last, he's going to, declare his wickedness, man. Also, matter of fact, let's go back to Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 17. We'll wrap it up. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt vow him there first. Yeah, because he's the reason behind. He's the source of the adversity. And though he pretend to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. So that's this devil. Like I said, this man have evil intentions. Is a sinister plan behind him trying to help you, present some type of benefits. It's a catch, But it's an effort to keep you in front of the rhythm. You ask help for the so-called white man, you in a worse predicament than you was before, man. It says he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much, and that's going into those secret councils. Because this man is planning and scheming, but now his intentions are being made known. It's like you can't come out. We know you want to kill us now, and this man have a plethora of ways of doing it. That's why you had the LGBT. You had this food, the GMOs, this bad diet. That nigger culture. And ultimately, he's just going to come and bring forth his military. And there's going to be orders to just lay them out. It's going to be orders to just take them to the concentration camp. So it's going to that sword is going to be on all levels as well. But it's being plotted and schemed and conjured up first, in these meetings. It's being put on paper by the way of his laws and legislations, and ultimately it's going to be enforced by his military. It says, and change his countenance. So that's their fierce countenance. The draconian laws. And he's going to actually enforce it by the way of his military. But it just ultimately shows you that this man is the devil. And he's gonna scratch tooth and nail to keep his head above water by any means necessary. We finna see the perfection of that saying. By the way, the desperation of the so-called white man. So yeah, I just hope that we're edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Ruach Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, that Jesus' word in all true faith and sincerity. DTA, Abba Babal. Soon. Very soon.